you learned about this?
Believe it or not, but I'm standing smack dab in the middle of Interstate 75, and if I wanted to, I could take a swim. He came from the backyard with a steel pipe like this one.
Chief, what do you have to say about the allegations from Mrs. Roberts?
Take a walk with him. Let me show you what's going on. You see, police have this entire section of Webb Street blocked off. And police just telling us the mother's body was found in the back seat of her car. We do know today detectives were led to the News Center building in Detroit. This is what you'll find all across the house. Candles like this one. Otherwise, they're in the dark. We're talking suited from head to toe, hooks on your feet, braces on your leg. But when she stopped at a red light, her car took a beat down. I'm Chauncy Glover. You want to see this story coming up. And this is one ride as a kid I hated, but I'm trying it here this 4th of July. Here we go. Oh! We only saw snow angels in the movies, so I'm making a snow angel for the first time. My mom is watching online at clickondetroit.com, so Mom, take a look. That is my nice snow angel. Take a look there. What's that song? Put me in, coach. I'm ready to play.
The main thing you should focus on is keeping your breathing under control.
They were severely abused.
You know, we cover in the news disappearances all the time, and most of the time they do not have a happy ending like this one. So those families indeed have something to be thankful for. Now, we're here right on Seymour Road, just a few houses down from where the women were found last night. Then tonight, I'm taking you inside that house of horror. 3 women, 1 man, 10 long years of pure torture. The parents of those children who were lost in this morning's massacre are being held at the fire department just up the road here. We're here just in the heart of downtown, and this is what you'll find all morning long. People stopping by this memorial shrine to pray.
And bands are marching and fireworks will soon be filling the sky as Metro Detroit celebrates the nation's independence in style. Happy 4th of July, everyone. I'm Chauncy Glover. Thanks for joining us on this holiday for Local 4 News at noon.
Now, a route to the rescue alert for you this afternoon that will affect quite a few Chrysler drivers. Now, we're following a search and rescue efforts in Lake Erie for a missing boater. Crews are out combing the water around Estrel Beach. Coming up, what's being done today in Toledo to fix this big hole that swallowed a car? Plus, heading home, the University of Michigan students in the midst of the protest in Egypt. Brandon, can you please promise me a rain-free holiday?
It is so hot outside, but we don't want any rain to cool us off.
Godby says right now, before he speaks out directly about the sex scandal allegations, he wants to sit down with his attorneys and powwow with them. But truth be told, this entire thing is all a big mess. Those scandalous allegations are out there. Everyone is talking about this. But tonight, the chief came back home to face the music.
Chief, what do you have to say about the allegations from Mrs. Roberts?
Police Chief Ralph Godby, fresh off his flight from San Diego. And boy, did he draw a crowd.
I'm on the way home now. I just got home. So I haven't had an opportunity to speak with an attorney.
From the gate to the walkway to the escalator, I chased the chief down, asking him that million-dollar question. Was he having an affair with Internal Affairs Officer Angelica Robinson?
Do you have anything to say about what she's saying about you all's relationship? I mean, she's making all of these allegations.
I can't make any comments because there's an investigation that's ongoing.
She was alleging you were there with the 27-year-old woman. Is that true, Chief?
I have no comment at this time.
But take a look at who we found getting off the same flight just minutes before Godby. Sources tell me this is the woman who traveled with the chief to San Diego for the police chief conference. Sources also telling me this man, Godby's chief of staff, was sent to San Diego to escort the woman off the plane after landing in Detroit.
Chief, do you plan to resign?
Now back to the chief chase. Point blank, Godby's lawyered up, and the only one talking right now is the woman who blew the whistle on this alleged scandalous love triangle that has rocked our city.
What do you say to the citizens who say they feel let down? They had their trust in you, they were counting on you. What do you say to them?
Unfortunately, I cannot speak on that at this time, Chauncy.
Now, the chief, however, did answer one question when he was asked how was the weather there in San Diego. He replied it was way better than the weather here in Detroit. In the meantime, in the middle of this big fiasco here in Detroit today, we saw our 315th murder. We're live tonight in Romulus. I'm Chauncy Glover, Local 4. like this. They tell me they've seen accidents similar to this on 94, but nothing of this magnitude. It took crews about 6 hours to clean up all of the wreckage here on I-75 South. You see there when the truck moves, you see the traffic is going back at an easy flow, but I can only imagine this is how it was this morning. People heading to work, parents taking their kids to school, all traveling at an average speed, when all of a sudden they couldn't see. 13 terrifying seconds of nothing but white. Drivers on 75 South blinded by the snow. Then the chaos begins.
It was a whiteout. I started braking, couldn't see nothing. I clipped the truck. I done a 360, hit the wall.
Cars crashing, semi-trucks swerving and sliding, metal clinking, tires screeching. Then the helpless screams and cries from victims. James Ilson caught in the middle of a 35-car pileup. His Monte Carlo pinned in by 3 semi-trucks.
Next, I looked in my mirror. The semi-truck jackknife. He's coming over. I thought it was over with.
Even more fright as drivers got out of their cars, not knowing if the crashes were over.
Oh, your heart starts racing, your adrenaline starts pumping, and you want to stop. You don't want to hurt nobody or get hurt.
From Dearborn Avenue to Springwells, many crashes spanning 1.5 miles long. The rescue efforts chaotic. People everywhere. 200 cars stuck in the wreckage. Mangled car parts scattered all over the highway.
When the troopers arrived out on scene, we realized that this was a lot more serious than we had thought.
EMS crews worked fast to get to those injured. 20 people were rushed to local hospitals. Sadly, 3 people, an adult and 2 children ages 7 and 9, killed in this horrific, unbelievable whiteout pileup, leaving drivers like Ilson in tears.
Thank God I'm alive. You know, it's just, thank God I'm alive.
A lot of the people who survived the crash, they can only say, you know, they're so sad for those families who lost loved ones and some of those who were severely injured, but they can only say, thank God this evening they are alive. We're live along I-75 South. I'm Chauncy Glover, Local 4.
Well, your heart certainly goes out to them.
Good morning from Newtown, Connecticut. Back home there in Fenton, Michigan, a local family sat and watched the news reports come in about this tragedy, not knowing if their loved one was okay. Back here at Sandy Hook, Lisa Marlin found herself in the midst of a massacre.
My primary job at Sandy Hook is in the math department, but for a half hour every day, I work in the lunchroom with those first graders. And I know 15 of them very well.
Lisa Marlin can't believe her little first graders are gone.
You know, I tell them to sit on their bottoms, and I give them forks, and I hear about their loose teeth, and I hear about their play dates.
Fond memories in such a difficult time. Marlin is from Fenton, Michigan. Most of her family is still there. But Friday morning, hundreds of miles away from home, Marlin found herself in the middle of a massacre.
2 coworkers and I got into a tiny little supply closet, and we heard pops that we knew were shots, and we prayed with all our might. We named every single teacher we could think of, and all the students.
Then horrific screams over the intercom. Marlin not knowing if the gunman is coming to her room next.
You know, I was scared. I was wondering what it would feel like if I were to get shot.
What happens next? Does it just stop and then you walk out?
No, we heard the custodian of the school running by. He was, it sounded like he was talking on the cell phone, so he must have called 911. He said it's still happening. We started hearing loud voices telling the kids to get out of the classroom. And at that point, you know, we're wondering, is that a policeman or is it the shooter trying to get us to come out?
Then a loud rhythmic stomping sound.
I just knew it was boots running down the hallway, and I just knew it was, I knew it was a policeman with work boots on or whatever they would wear, and I just felt, I felt like it was going to be stopping soon.
The terror did stop. A SWAT team moved in and made the gruesome discovery. Marlin lost her principal, fellow teachers, and the little ones who held a special place in her heart. 20 children were found dead in their classroom.
I am very, very sad for their parents, They were all wonderful, wonderful kids. They didn't deserve this.
No, thankfully that terror did stop, but for Marlon and the rest of the nation, the grieving continues. We're live in Newtown, Connecticut tonight. I'm Chauncy Glover, Local 4. I am, believe it or not, but I am standing smack dab in the middle of Interstate 75, and if I wanted to, I could take a swim. Now, just to give you a better idea of how deep this water is, I'm about 5'9" tall, and you see the water is almost here to my waist, and I'm not even at the deepest portion. Now, there are several roads still here closed this evening, so if you're going to be traveling up north, I've got one word for you: patience, because you're going to need it. Roads turned into rivers.
It's crazy. I've never seen rain like this.
Streets streaming with water.
It looked like a lake. Unbelievable, man.
And you can take a swim on Interstate 23 northbound. Mother Nature poured her heart out last night, and this is where all of the heartache went. But it's causing a big headache for drivers up north.
I'm dreading taking the highway up north.
Floodwaters left people stranded in their cars on I-75.
You just see cars getting washed down the road. And
some cars fully submerged, roadways closed, traffic at a standstill, water standing 5 feet on the highway.
Very frustrating. You have no idea.
And Mother Nature's wrath isn't just affecting the roads.
We're trying to actually pick up and salvage what we can.
This poor Genesee County family is trying to save their home. It's almost underwater.
The water from everywhere, their business and that business all floods and drains in here.
Take a look at the basement. It's completely underwater.
We lost about lawnmower, we lost couches, chairs, televisions.
Now the Van Camp family and drivers caught in the middle of Mother Nature's mess just want this day to be over.
I think it's been kind of wild.
Now, neighbors are coming to that family's rescue back here on the roads. We're told crews are still pumping that water out, and it's slowly being pumped out. They're going to be working here throughout the night. I'm told by road commissioners Interstate 75 should be back open in the next day or so. We're live this evening in Genesee County. I'm Chauncy Glover, Local 4.